Blog Talk Radio.
You're looking for that Endie Fiya, that's what you want, come and get it, got it anytime. Gonna catch it straight from the source, that girl in motion in that Delshun maze. Your airways full of independent flames, that's that Endie Fiya. Entertainment news, daily inspiration of entrepreneurs. Game to make sure you win and never lose. Ain't no time like the present, but any time that you may choose. If you're doing it on your own, then that Endie Fiya is you. For the hustlers, no sleepers, get the job done. Need some motivation, I'ma give you something to draw from. Raw stuff, get it out the mud to beat the hard stuff. Crawl before you walk and keep on grinding till your boss up. Interviews, we got them. Current events, no problem. All the exclusive news that they ain't got, I bet we got it. It ain't no doubt about it. We on. Introducing Endie Fiya with Kia and Delshun. It's on.
Hey guys, hey! I'm so excited. You're tuned in for another episode of Two with Tuesdays right here on Endie Fiya. Let me tell you why I'm so excited. Not because I have new intro music, because I don't. I still don't, but I have people out there that's working on it, so I'm super excited about that. But you heard the intro song that just played, right? And I'm sure you're wondering, like, who? Like, who is that? Especially for you new people, like, who really don't have a clue. Well, let me tell you who that is. All right, while he disappears and pops back in. That's Delshun Mays. Not on the track. That's actually Black Earl on the track, but that's Delshun Mays. He and I go way. We go back a minute. All right, so we were co-hosts together on Independent Everything. I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago. And if you've been anywhere and you read it, hush, I'm giving you an intro. If you've been anywhere and you read anything, then you know that Endie Fiya is the spin-off show of Independent Everything. All right, unless you've been on the rock, you should already know that. And so it was once Independent Everything kind of just fell off and people went their separate ways. Delshun and I stayed in contact and we decided, this radio presentation is what we're both very passionate about, especially me. Like, I couldn't let it go. And so we decided to start another show. And here we are. That was Endie Fiya. We started Endie Fiya 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Either way, tomorrow starts the third season of Endie Fiya. And so I'm probably going to be like we were in the beginning, Delshun, where I always said Independent Everything, because I've just been doing some things with trying to get that, back up and running as well. And so I'm super excited to have him here tonight. When I was trying to fill the schedule for July, I thought, in between, the 17th is a Wednesday. We don't air on a Wednesday. But I wanted to do something, really special. And I felt like I could have brought back anybody, people that have been rocking with us from day one. Shout out to you, Mindframe, over there serving his country. Ray Schemes, Ron O'Neal, people that's been rocking with us since Independent Everything. But I thought, what better way to move into this next season but to just bring back my original co-host. And, somebody was joking with me, Delshun. They were like, you know what, I realized something about you. And I kind of stepped back like, what? Because that could be anything. And they said, you're not really good with men. I said, excuse me? They were like, you're not really good with men. You've been through 4 co-hosts. And look, there's a story behind every co-host. There's a story. And so, but that's one reason I just stepped back and said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this solo for a minute because maybe that's it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I should try to get a female on the show and see how that goes. And then somebody was like, nah, because you and women, y'all don't, unless you're empowering women or motivating women, you don't really vibe with women like that. So I don't think that's a good fit for you either. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll just ride this shit out solo until I get the perfect co-host, So how you been, Delshun?
Rock is solo. I've been all right.
Yeah, you been right.
No complaints over here.
Yeah.
No.
I miss talking to you. I miss talking to you. So let me just jump right in this right quick. For those of you who I was actually going to start our regular way, talk about a little bit of news that's going on. But there's just so much news that is going on. So I'm just going to jump right into the interview. And I want you all just to get an opportunity, or when you get the opportunity, just read the bio. I'm not going to take you through the bio because it's very lengthy. But just know, that music is an outlet for so many different things that we go through. And each week, that we have a guest on social media, there's always a music quote. And, a lot of people hit me up, DM, inbox, and just be like, you know what, that quote really resonated today. But I want to say, I'm zooming in on one part of his bio, that when he was younger, he suffered with severe depression. And writing poems and listening to music is what got him through. And so I do want to say, because I'm always on that platform, there's so much going on in the world right now. Allow music to be an outlet. Don't if you're in a bad state of mind, don't sit around and listen to crazy love songs. Get something that's going to uplift your spirit, motivate you. I'm not saying you got to be listening to Kirk Franklin or whatever, but whatever's going to motivate you and get your spirit up high so that you come up out of the place and the position that you're in. But again, when you get the opportunity, just read his bio. Read his bio. So how you been? I already asked you that. Been good?
Yeah. You already asked me that. I've been good. Being me, living my best life. You know what I mean?
Really? 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 So I do want to treat you like a real guest or whatever, because I don't think I listened to an interview that we did of you on Independent Everything back in the day, and some of the shit I didn't even know about you, and I don't remember asking the questions, and I was like, damn, I really don't even remember the interview because we've interviewed so many people over the years. But just take our new listeners who may not know you, take them through just a short, synopsis of how your career started.
Okay, well, new listeners, because nobody knows me. They don't show it because I don't get no likes. I don't get no shares. But anyway, here you go. All right, so it really started with that depression. It really started with that depression when I moved from California to Louisiana. I was 13, 14, somewhere around there, and moving from California, me just really getting out. I ain't going to say the streets because I ain't never really gotten the streets like that, but just moving from an atmosphere of Oakland, California, and Sunnyvale, California, where that's the heart of the Silicon Valley, to a place where we have 1,500 people as a population. That's, my God, I didn't know what to do, and then I didn't understand the Louisiana culture. Kind of got me into a depression. And so I used to just sit in my room. I knew a few people, but I really wasn't trying to get out there. I was just being depressed. I missed my friends from back home. So I started listening to records. I found this record player in the attic. I guess it was one of my grandma's record players or whoever it was for. I don't know. But I started playing the records that she had, and one of them was the Ray Charles record, the Georgia record, and another one was Lean on Me. And I was really trying to do some scratching stuff, which wasn't working. So I was like, let me write to this beat then. Let me do something like that. And that wasn't working because I didn't know any of the cadences. I didn't know what to do. So I just started writing stuff out, which turned into poetry. It just became something that I could read and get myself through the day. Nobody knew I was doing it. And that's when I started writing, and I felt like I like this. I like being able to express myself on paper and get it out, because I didn't want to talk to nobody about being. They just tell me go play. They didn't understand what I was going through.
Right.
So I got this stuff down on paper, and then I found a website, SoundClick, and with instrumentals that I was able to actually do a cadence to, And that's when I started writing actual music and getting that okay. And that's pretty much where it started from.
So I met you, I don't know, what, 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was like the fourth, fifth episode of Independent Everything. It was one of them.
Yeah.
I interviewed you first.
You interviewed me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I gotta go back to listen to that one. Yeah,
I
don't know. I started with the label in 2013, like February 2013 is when I started with the label. And trying to, like, acclimate myself and I guess fit in with everyone in the label. It was very hard for me because there were so many men. You know, there was, like, no women. And the women who were involved, like, I didn't really care for them too much. And so it was really hard for me. I had a hard time just being able to, I don't know, I guess be myself because of all the men. And then, you know, being involved with, you know who, it was very hard. But I do remember just like when we really got, you know, on Independent Everything and could like really be ourselves. I started to feel like this connection, you know, with you. And I'm not going to play the entire song, but I'm going to play just a little snippet of this song that I'm sure like a lot of people haven't heard, a lot of people don't even know about. But I just want to play just a little bit of this song. And I want to know, like I'm going to be all over the place with you today. I want to know where your mind frame was when you made this verse for this song.
Okay.
You want me to play the song first?
Yeah, play the song first.
I've seen your lust fights, goddamn, I want a piece of that. I had you speaking in tongues that'll keep them coming back. My middle finger like, come here, other finger in the rear. Like I'm hanging loose and lips starts to quiver, legs starts to shiver. And I ain't stopping till she's spraying juice up in here. Bumping summer love, she gets all of the above and below it's for the love. 3,000 degrees when I'm up in it. Style like a doggy, nuts in the swing like a pennant. While she creaming, while she screaming, nasty nigga, I go down and then I clean it. When I buzzes on her tongue, thug passion. Alizé and Chris ain't got shit when you fucking with the kid. Got my dick smeared on the lips, both of them. Double dip banana split when you think that.
So I just want to know, like I know the artist, you know, whose song that is. But that verse right there, like I want to know where your mind was at when you wrote that verse.
Okay. My mind was all over the place because I heard, well, you know, I heard the first verse, and then I was told to come real disgusting, real nasty. So that's what I did, and you know I'm an artist, so I'm able to come any kind of way. If you want me to be this way, want me to rap, I could rap. If you want me to be nasty, I could be nasty. So my mindset was, look, let me put a little porn on and see what they doing nowadays, and get nasty. And that's what I did. I just had to turn the lights off in the studio. I had some incense going. I had to create the environment for me to put that verse on there.
Yeah. Well. When the cat gets your tongue and you don't know what to say, like I knew when the idea came for the song, what I wanted to do with the song, which direction I wanted to go with the song, but I had no idea that you were going to be able to deliver the way that you did.
Well, you know, I always deliver. I come with it. You know, so
I'm.
That's just what it was. You know, you got to get yourself in the mode. You got to get yourself in the mode and just do it. You know, you got to have a right mind frame, especially when you come into a song of some kind of content or they got a subject that you got to stick to. You know, you just got to do it. Not everybody's amigos where they could just grab off any kind of whatever and make a song out of it. You know, some people, like Bailey, they want an actual story and content behind it. So, you know, that's what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, speaking of Bailey, that's actually the direction I was going, and I got sidetracked. When I first came onto the label, the very first song I heard was by the B.A.R.S crew, and I think every episode, that's all I talked about was my favorite rap crew was the B.A.R.S crew, and people was like, "Who the hell is the B.A.R.S crew?" And now that I'm playing more of your music, you know, people are questioning, like, are they new? Like, where are they from? You know, no, they've been out forever, like forever, because you guys were out when I came on board. But talk about the B.A.R.S crew just a moment.
For the B.A.R.S crew, all right, you want me to talk like from the beginning, or you want me to see? Yeah, we can go through all of that. It don't matter. Check it. All right, so in 2010, I'm going to say, maybe, around there, I met Bailey. We worked at a grocery store together. And I was like,
2011. I'm looking at your bio, 2011.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. You know, I'm getting old. But, yeah, so we worked together for a little bit, and I was rapping. So I had a mixtape out, which you can get right now on that Piff, called Roc Hard EP. But anyway, I was rapping, and I was passing out my mixtape. That was back when we used to burn CDs, burn the cover, get it all nice, and pass them out to people. And I gave one to Bailey, and Bailey was like, "You rap?" Like, yeah. He's like, "I want to rap too." And he had never rapped before. So I was like, okay, we'll come down to the studio, which was my house, in a closet, with the sectional couch pillow as the and I had him on a song, which is 4-minute rounds. I don't even know if we ever put that song out, but I just seen it in Bailey. I'm like, man, this dude, if this is his first verse, he's going to be great. So we ended up starting a group. And I say group because there was more than two people. It was supposed to be, I don't know if you guys remember Team Dope, but it was supposed to be Team Dope, me and Bailey, and another guy that we don't like anymore. And we were like, this is what our thought process was. We're going to record as many songs as possible because we wanted to get a mixtape out ASAP. We wanted to do it in like 2 weeks or something like that. So we're going to record as many songs as possible. If you make the album, you make the album. If you don't, then you don't. So we did that. 2 weeks came up, and it was pretty much me and Bailey on every song. I think Team Dope had one song or one verse or something like that. Success. They did Success. And that's where that started. So the B.A.R.S crew started there. I ended up moving to Dallas. And then that's when we made Nightmare on Bar Street and Killer. And all of the songs that people actually talk about when I'm out here in Dallas. That album or mixtape actually got a lot of traction out here in Dallas. I was performing at strip clubs by myself and doing this and doing that. But that right there is the heart and soul of the B.A.R.S crew. And we just been doing it ever since. And Bailey's kind of been the silent partner. He don't do interviews. He's like a weekend. He don't, because Independent Everything was supposed to. But Bailey was supposed to be on Independent Everything. I don't know if you guys remember the first intro, but I shouted out Bailey. Like Bailey was supposed to be in the interview. I mean, on the whole platform. But he don't do interviews and stuff like that. So that's cool. So we just been writing ever since. And we kind of took a break to try to do some other things, which are hard to do. I didn't know you need to know so many people to get in film and have alcohol. Like, how hard is it to have alcohol? I figured it out.
Yo, you still trying to get alcohol? You still trying to get that liquor?
All right, look, we're going to break down that story, too. I know I'm talking about the bar. We're going to break down that story right now. All right, I'm not even going to mention that other company right now because they threw me under the bus. They put me in a loophole, and they knew they wasn't going to do nothing with me. But I had to figure it out myself, and I figured it out. I could make my own liquor, like literally just make my own liquor. I'm doing that now. I don't want to even touch on really when it's going to come out and stuff like that, but I am bringing out some liquor, and it's pretty good, too. That's all I want to say about that. I'm going to do it myself, and we're going to be in the store and know some people. But anyway.
Well, we're going to have us a sponsor after all. Look at there. Look at there. Look, speaking of the B.A.R.S crew, I want to jump right into this. There's so many B.A.R.S crew tracks that I love. Like, there's so many. I don't care what artist comes out. I think they will forever be my favorite group. And Black Girl is going to always be my favorite lyricist. And, you know, it's just the love is just there. But Summer Love. I want to talk about that for just a minute. Summer Love. I remember all the work that went into this album. And I thought, you know, like they can't get any better than where they are right now until this came out and just blew me away and stayed on repeat for like ever and ever and ever. But Summer Love, talk about that track just a little bit.
Well, Summer Love was interesting because we really didn't know where we wanted to go with this, because it was a mixtape soundbite that it came off of. We didn't know where we wanted to go. We knew we wanted to insert movie clips and just be a little different and actually do like a traditional mixtape, because mixtapes nowadays are really just albums, the original songs. We just wanted to hop on everybody else's song, which kind of was a mistake at one, you know, but we happy with what we did. So when I was doing Summer Love, you know, you got to think back to when you were a teenager, or at least I did when I was in high school, and well, it still kind of goes on. But anyway, we think back to when I was in high school, and, you know, people would come down for the summer to visit, and you didn't know them, you meet them, and then you have that connection with them for the summer, and then they're gone just like that because, you know, their parents don't know, so they're just gone back to wherever they came from, especially coming from my little town. Nobody wanted to stay there, you know, so that's where the inspiration came from behind it. And then especially the clip at the beginning, that really put me in the mode to actually get the lyrics out, because I was just looking through clips, and then I heard that one, and you know, it just kind of brought back nostalgia, a nostalgic feeling, and really that story is kind of true a little bit. Like I dipped into some truth with that, and then you know, the rest is kind of history.
So there you have it. I don't think I ever knew all of that. Like, I actually thought Summer Love was about me for some reason. I did. All right.
Well, it can't be about anybody.
Love. This is Summer Love.
No, it's not. Final, you're not going to tell me who I'm going to love. Yes, Daddy, I love you. I love you.
That child got too much spirit for a girl if that's what you say.
Nah, he just Summer Love.
Since you notice I got a thing for you, all we do now is smoke and drink and fuck. We ain't even gotta open secrets up. Hope you just not broken, meet some love. Don't work like that, get hurt like that. Fuck around, call me a jerk like that. So let's be honest, here right now, gone in the moment, and yes, I'll be here in the moment. But one day, I don't know when that time will come, when I'll be gone. And it's not because that we're not in sync, but this be summer love, baby. All we do is smoke and drink, make movies, why you drive me crazy. This is summer love, baby. Summer love, summer love. This is summer love, baby. Summer love, all we do is smoke and drinking for. Smoking summer love, baby. Smoking drinking for. Smoking summer love, all we do is smoking drinking for. Smoking summer love, baby. Smoking drinking for. Smoking summer love.
Since you notice I got a thing for you, all you really wanna do is drink and fuck. Come slide by the crib and see what's up, or we can go to the movies, eat some lunch. Don't get too attached, get hurt like that. I just need a friend for the night, not a woman for my life. Oh, you mad? Don't act like that, girl. You should've known when you got into this that maybe one day you may lose this. So calling every night may be useless. My only love is making the music, so I'm done. And it's on to the next one, girl. Before you go all out trying to make me yours, better know what you signed up for, cause this is summer love.
This is summer love, baby. Summer love, summer love. This is summer love, baby. Summer love, all we do is smoking, drinking for. Smoking summer love, all we do is smoking, drinking for. Smoking summer love, all we do is smoking, drinking for. Smoking summer love, all
smoking, drinking, fuck.
Summer love.
That was Summer Love by the B.A.R.S crew. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Two Way Tuesdays on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia, and my guest, Delshun. Y'all might remember him from back in the day. Somebody said to me, I ain't going to call her name out, but she saw the flyer yesterday on Instagram, and she was like, wait a minute, that's your co-host, the one that would never show up? And I was like, damn. Girl, that's him. She was like, do I need to step in? He going to be on time or what? And I was like, yeah, he going to be on time. He going to get the foot to the ass. He going to be on time tonight. So, yes. Now, I know that Summer Love was a little older. In what ways has your newer music, what you're working on now, what you've been working on recently, changed from when you first started?
I ain't going to say it changed a lot, but it kind of did change because, and nobody's heard any of the new stuff, by the way, because we haven't put it out, but it's more or less content-driven. Like, we were just rapping. We wanted to rap, but just like if you go through our albums, you'll see it gets more in-depth in stories and just different kind of content. So now we're more or less storytellers. One of our goals this year or next year or whenever it happens, because we don't deal with dates no more, we kind of just put stuff out when we want to. We want to make a movie that goes with the album. I don't know if you guys seen, I forget the TV show. I still forget the TV show. But it was when rap started, and they, at the beginning of that show, they had a rapper actually rapping what was going to happen during the episode. And that's kind of what we want to do. We want to actually have a movie that goes along with our album. So we're just in story mode right now.
Sounds interesting. Speaking of in-depth.
Now, you have to have, what I was going to say right now, you have to have, and I'm not going to say a gimmick, but you kind of have to have a gimmick to drop something right now. Nobody's listening to albums right now. They're listening to singles. For them to listen to an album, you have to tease them into the next song almost, like a TV show. You have to stop at a spot where it's almost like a cliffhanger every week. And that's what we're going to basically try to do. Actually, that's a great idea. Instead of a movie, we need to do a TV show and have it like that. I think that's what we're going to do. Anyway, write that down.
Speaking of in-depth music and music with content, I mentioned to you that I wanted to play this song because I felt like this song didn't get the airplay that it needed, and I think it made this mixtape and it just kind of set. Like, it wasn't promoted like I felt like it needed to be promoted. It was so much more worthy of just sitting on the mixtape. I'm talking about a song that they put out probably like 4 years ago, and it's called Hallelujah, and it was featured on the YWOE mixtape. That stands for Young Women of Empowerment. Metal to Music Records, independent everything, we decided to collaborate with this home. It's called the Live by Faith Home in Texas. And all of the proceeds from the mixtape were going towards the Live by Faith Home. I'm not even sure if the home is still in existence. I don't really know what happened after the mixtape. But this home was a place to create acceptance for young women and eventually men. It was a haven of resources and like an intimate team of believers who would walk side by side with victims of, domestic violence throughout their journey. And so the project was amazing. So many talented artists were on board. The metal to music artists, all of them had to be on board. But then so many other independent artists who just stepped up and said, yeah, I want to be a part of this, phenomenal effort. But this track right here, this B.A.R.S crew submitted, kind of just blew me away. I mean, I was used to hearing mediocre stuff from everybody else. So, send in your best, which was still kind of mediocre. But when they sent this in, to me, it was a completely different side of what I was used to hearing from them. And again, I feel like this was kind of just pushed to the side. It didn't get, the airplay that I felt it needed to. So I'm most definitely going to be playing more of Hallelujah right here on Endie Fiya.
Dream State killing them.
Me apart like nobody adjacent. I still get the ring even if I just place kick the beat to keep pace with the opposite of spaceship. I'm identified in the eye of the maker. I break a 1, 2. Twist your private eye like the gum on my shoes. I'm done with the views. I am strong on the truth. I'm the one with the proof. I'm authentic and they scoop.
I really thought this was gonna be some type of inspirational song, but the more I listen to it, I just really thought I should write what's on my mind at that moment, what I should be spitting, and I did. So y'all listen up, y'all listen. There's gotta be a meaning to this English that I'm speaking, and the reason for me reaching for whatever the pastor's preaching, and the reason why my own blood is in the shit that's seeing. I'm only seeing half of it like a Japanese or Korean, man. I'm in the dark, it has me consumed. Wow, it blows my mind how you say you're fine, just be looking up for that mushroom cloud, and when you see it, know that I've lost it. I'm falling fast like the water out of a faucet, like someone had left it running. Now everybody means nothing. I'm buckled into this hustling, and no time for friends, cause they all turn to water moccasins. And now I'm itching for this like I got the chicken pox again. And I confess if anyone fuck with me, I'ma fossil them, so hop off me.
I'm not winning, I'm just playing not to lose. Take a step up in my shoes, try to say you're not confused. What they do is not the rules, they get obstacles removed. They like popsicles smooth like I do up in the booth. But the business is far from the music. That's why I pay attention and study what you lose with. Nigga, I'm not jigging, but I can give you the blueprint, chunking them through.
God, you were great. Beautiful.
Just doesn't get natural.
Bite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 1
bite. Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Jerusalem from the Scarfella Music Group, and you on the air with the hottest station, Endie Fiya, with your host, Lil Timmy and Nakia, right here on the station bringing you all the hottest hip hop hits. Endie Fiya, let's get it.
If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya. Tulip Tuesdays with your host Nakia and my special guest Delshun Mays. Yeah, I remember the first time I heard that. I was listening to it, I now remember like little bits and pieces of what was supposed to go into the mixtape. Everybody was supposed to submit a track that was uplifting. It was motivational. It was empowering. So we were getting like gospel tracks. Like smooth R&B tracks, and then we get Hallelujah. The only thing that was uplifting about that was the title, and I think that's what it was, the standout song on the mixtape. It stood out, and you gravitate towards it because you knew the meaning behind the mixtape, and you thought, oh yeah, this is the one. This is gonna be it right here, and then you hear it, and you're like, oh wow, yeah. And it still has me like, oh, wow, when I listen to it. You mentioned back in the day, you was performing in strip clubs or whatever. Which do you prefer, studio work or performing live?
I prefer performing live. And the reason that is because, the studio sounds glorified. You see clips from back in the day, people in the studio, they having fun, they got all these people around, they smoking their weed, they drinking. But it's really not like that. It's really a grueling process that takes a lot of time, and you do it over and over and over. It gets boring. But with a performance, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, because I've had a show where somebody hopped on the stage and they wanted to do this and do that, and you just don't know what you're going to get at a show. It's always new. There's nothing that you could plan for. A studio, everything is planned. Everything is, okay, I need you to do the hook right here. I'm going to go in and do the verse. And we just sit down and get it right. It's a grueling process, almost like writing an essay, writing some kind of paper, but, performance, you don't know what you're getting from that.
So what song would you say that you have delivered your best performance thus far? Like technically, emotionally, which would be the best song for you?
That's hard to say. It'd have to be a combination of three songs, because when I did performance, it was almost like a music award show because Bailey wasn't there. So I had to just do my verses. I let Bailey verse play a little bit, and then go into the next song. But if I had to pick one, it had to be Killer, because that was the one people wanted to hear. Like, that actually hit radios a little bit out here. So people wanted to hear that song, and DJs were like, hey, we need Killer 3 times tonight. So I performed that the most, so I got the most comfortable with performing Killer. And so, I go out there like the back of my hand, and I'll be able to have fun with it. Instead of, trying to, am I going to remember this verse, or just thinking about what I'm going to say and this and that. I was able to just go out and do it without thinking. So, yeah, Kill is probably the best performing song that I've done. That's probably the best show I can make, for sure.
There's so many mind-blowing tracks from you guys that I forgot all about that one, really. And I think I put it to the back of my head because it was played so much. Like, Franz would wear something the hell out. And I think because it was played so much, that and I don't even spend dollars. I don't have no dollars to spend. You know what I'm talking about. That one. He played that so much. Push those to the back of my head. Like, I don't want to hear them ever, 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 ever again. Never. Because I heard
No, I understand. Because what a lot of artists will do is that, just like Killer and I Don't Spend Dollars and the Black Earl Project, they feel like it's old. So they don't want to promote it. They don't want to do this and do that. But a lot of people still haven't heard a lot of the songs. You can still promote that. You know? But with Killer, yeah, it was played so much, and I got tired of performing it. I got tired of people asking about it because I'm like, hey, we got an album, like 3 albums later.
Yeah.
Like, we listen to, and you know, it's a lot of good songs. Not every song is good, but we have some stuff that I feel like is better than Killer. But when I go out and hey, listen to this song, you know, and they're like, no, where's Killer at? And it's still like that, like literally, still like that. And which I guess is a blessing. But at the same time, it's like I got other stuff that I feel like is better than Killer.
Well, I want to jump into this. I can't say if it's better than Killer, but it's another one of my favorites. And it was one that I think got played. It got played a lot. I'm gonna just jump right into it.
Yes, man, check me out, look, I spit a freestyle, you would think that it was written, no, this ain't Nas, this ain't 9-6, been selling mind tricks since 5 and 6, pick 6, boys say I spit sick, but I'm getting awfully cold, I gotta hit these flicks, I'm bleeding off from recorders, like leave them off in a coma, but I'm kinda off when I'm sober, something, then I cough and it's over, hit a button, hit a blunt, then I off some more, like cough on the flow, it's either dead or maybe sick, either way you look at it, I'm the boy hot like hot boy barely, you can watch the cash flow, like the bank, matter of fact, here's slow cash, buy the bank and give me mine, you know I spit the tickets on the road to riches, matter of fact, when I roll up, might as well get the riches, so be up in the trenches, I'll be blowing up, I got to get it, man, hold up, hand me the mic, I spit colder, I'ma get up in it, cause I gotta get it, cause you know I spit the tickets when I roll up, I got to get it, man, hold up, hand me the mic, I spit colder, I'ma get up in it, cause I gotta get it, cause you know I spit the tickets, man. You know I spit the tickets, no, I spit the tickets, you know I spit the tickets, no, I spit the tickets, you know I spit the tickets, no, I spit the tickets, you know I spit the tickets, no, I spit the tickets, you know I spit the tickets, your bitch be like lick this, hornier than a Catholic girl, but around a bitch, she act Christian, I'm trying to make it my mission to go get this money, then fuck with these women, but I am too driven to make this a living, so I gotta come with the music first, boy, you pussy, but now your purse, I'm coming in this murdering shit, so I'ma go grab a hearse, I'm in your girl like tat, 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 like a 3-round verse, but I'm in 3 rounds and I burst, talking like man, that was my first, what you was saying is you was the worst, still play, ill J to lay back and kick up, and money is what my life consists of, kiss ups and haters in my life get pissed on, good girls are kissed on, and whack rappers are switched on, I got to get it, man, hold up, hand me the mic, I spit colder, I'ma get up in it, cause I gotta get it, cause you know I spit the tickets when I roll up, I got to get it, man, hold up, hand me the mic, I spit colder, I'ma get up in it, cause I gotta get it, cause you know I spit the tickets, man. You know I spit the sickest, no, I spit the sickest.
But I guess you could tell by the lyrics, the name of the track. If not, that was Sickest by the B.A.R.S crew. Another one of my favorites. I realized I'm doing what I used to do, like play all of my favorites. I really didn't give you the opportunity to send in music, you know, because I got my favorites that I want to hear, you know. So.
You went in the back for that one. I didn't even remember that one.
What? Yes.
For real.
When I first heard that one, I was like, that's when I realized it was so, you know, very, you had so much versatility when I heard that song. Because and I think you have another one that has more of a heavy metal feel to it. But when I heard that one, I was like, you know, yeah, they can be across many genres. When I heard that one.
But you're right, because I was trying to get into my like rock bag, you know, like I was trying to. They got a bunch of songs like that, like fight music and stuff like that. I was trying to get them. I was trying to sing and shit with
yeah.
And we brought Hayden on.
So when you think of the amount of time that you've been in the industry, and all that the effort that you put in to making what I feel like is good quality music, what do you think about the current state of this industry?
Well, I like the current state. Like a few years ago, I didn't like that state because I think people were still trying to find their mark and they were just copying people. And they're still doing that today. But the flow, I like that because it's actually rap. Like people they hold a few years ago when they had Versace out, people were trying to mimic that flow pattern. Now it's actually, a rap style they're actually mimicking, and you have to rap. Like if you listen to it, a lot of it is fast rap.
Yeah.
Like now. And I like fast rap. Your Andre 3000s, your Twisters, whoever, that fast rap is what I kind of like. And before it was like they were trying to do fast rap, but it was kind of slow, and it was going into it. So I kind of like this style of music, and I think it's going to go back to, I think a lot of the older OGs from the early 2000s and the 90s are going to be able to get their place back in rap because it is about bars, but it's not. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
yeah.
Like right now, you could say anything and just put it in the cadence, and it'll sound good, and they'll put it on radio. But
right.
I think in a couple of years, I think it's going to be actually what you're saying in this cadence that's going to make a song great. So I like the state of rap, and you never could really, when people are making an art, it's art. So you can like it or you don't. It's like, do you like it or you do not like it? Period. It don't really matter. I think people gravitate towards what they like. And right now, I can still go and Google Black Thought. I can still go and Google Most Def, Hakeem Bey, whatever you want to do. There's so much out there that you could, if you don't like what's on the radio, you could find. And really, radio doesn't define what's being played. Like radio isn't anything. They're late to everything. So I think you can go and find what you want to find and listen to that. There's so many different avenues that you could take with listening to your music, So I have no problem with the state of rap right now.
So I remember when you were in that phase where a lot of the mainstream music you weren't really feeling. And I feel like a lot of people did at that point, mimic one another. Is there anything that you're not willing or prepared to compromise to achieve a successful music career?
Yeah, a lot, because I could have compromised a lot back in the day. We were getting hit up by some people, but I'm not going to compromise my art. And then now that the internet is out, and I'm not going to compromise my business either. It's
right.
like I know I need to own this song now. Like back in the day, you just wanted to get on and get a couple of dollars, but you didn't know that song like Juicy. Like, okay, Biggie didn't own Juicy. You can talk about what you want. If Puff Daddy got it cleared, he owned it, or whoever was behind Puff Daddy owned it. Somebody owned that song Juicy. It wasn't Biggie. But
right.
I know if I make some music, then I need to own it. And if you don't want to deal with that, then I just do it independently. And which is a win. It's an iffy situation because you can either be out there really big, like a Cardi B, she out there really big, or you could be a big crit and still own all your music, and you're out there big, but you're not all the way big. It's like, it just depends on what you're trying to do.
So, with that being said, if you had the opportunity to, you're placed in a position, you have the opportunity to move up the ladder, rise up just a little bit, but you got to sleep with somebody. You know I had to take it there. You know how we used to be. So but you had to sleep with this person to get to the next level. Would you call that compromising, or would you just do it?
All right, so if I have to sleep with somebody to get to the next level, it kind of depends on if I want to sleep with that person. You know, it's like it kind of depends on if I want to sleep with that person. Because if I have to, all right, say it's like this, I ain't gonna say but we're gonna say this lady that I'm not attracted to, and I have to sleep with this person to get to the next level. I don't know if I do it. You know, because I don't want to. You know, it's like I don't want to compromise my integrity to get to the next level. I can find another way to get to the next level. There's so many ways out here that you don't really need to have. You know, like for instance, they have independent stuff coming on YouTube, independent stuff coming on Netflix. They got so many platforms that like you don't need to really compromise yourself anymore. Like back in the day, you might have had to sleep with an exec and do this and do that to get your stuff played or whatever. But nowadays it's like you really don't need that. Like if your music is good or whatever you're doing is good, if your filmmaking is good, then you could put it on YouTube. Like Issa Rae came up from YouTube. You know, it's like people like that came up from YouTube. And it's like, why don't you? Yeah, it's a grind. It's a grind all day, but you don't need to sleep with somebody to do it. I don't know if that, you know, I don't know. I don't think you should compromise what you are as a person for your career. I think your career should be you, and, you know, you should go ahead and do it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that advice. Thank you. Appreciate it. Somebody else needed to hear that. You know, shockingly, I'm on my best behavior. You know, like I've been anticipating this interview. Like I don't know, a couple weeks now. I've been anticipating this interview because we always kept this little banter up on Independent Everything, and it kind of spilled over to this show. And you know what was very when I got the second co-host on the show, he didn't play like you played. Like he was always serious, and you know he had the really in-depth questions. I mean, you had in-depth questions as well, but he didn't want to play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't want to have fun with me. And when we were actually thinking about starting the fourth Friday night show, you know, I told him, I was like, you know, you can't even be my co-host because like you don't want to play. Like you don't play with me like Delshun played, you know. So I was so excited because I was like, yes, you know, finally I get to play with Delshun. But like I felt like people needed to know because people were asking me, like, you know, when you say you're former co-host, like what show, like, you know, like they really don't know you. So I felt like they needed to just, you know you a little more, especially because I'm playing the music and they're asking questions. You know, I felt it important that, you know, you actually talk about, you know, you yourself, you know, you and the B.A.R.S crew, you know, you, your music. But and I know that you're still writing music. You may be doing a lot of things behind the scenes. People aren't seeing you. You're not as vocal as you used to be. But when you write music, what is your songwriting process like? Do you got to hear the beat first and then comes the lyric, or do you already have the lyrics in your head and now you're just searching for the beat? What's your process?
Well, it depends. It kind of depends on, you know, what's going on and what the vibe of the song is. Like some like I go to a studio and I might have some lyrics already going in the tuck because, you know, you don't want to look stupid at the studio. But, you know, I go in there and sometimes it'll be a song that I write to right then. And sometimes it'll be where, okay, I got some stuff for this. Let me go ahead and spit that. I can do that now. You know, it just kind of depends. You know, a creative person, like as far as me, because I can't speak for everybody, but as far as me, I'm always writing. You know, and a lot of the stuff doesn't get on wax. A lot of the stuff I don't rap out in the studio. But sometimes it is that way, you know, where you go in and you already have something together. You know, but my favorite, what I like is I like to to meet a person. Like, say I'm working with this producer or this other rapper. I want to meet you. I want to have a drink with you. I want to chill and talk. Let's talk. Let me see where you at. And then I'll write something. That's my favorite. I'm able to get some inspiration from you and write down some stuff and be able to put it into a song. That's my favorite thing to do. Because a lot of times, you know, people are sending songs back and forth and they don't know this the next person. This next person might be whatever they do, they might be a murderer. You don't know what they do. You know, we send the songs back and forth. People think we cool, but we're not cool. You know, like, we don't know this person. I need to know you. And I like to get that intimate conversation and that intimate feeling from another person to be able to write in tune with what you're doing. That's why me and Bailey so close, because me and Bailey been knowing each other for a while, and we know our ins and outs. We know what we're good at. We know what we're bad at. I'm able to go into a studio with Bailey and just link up. You know, it's like, I don't know what you're writing, but I know what you're writing. And we can link up. We're going to mesh together perfectly on this song. You know, so that's my favorite. But, you know, man, I done sent songs to people not even knowing. You know, I done did a lot of stuff, you know, but that's my favorite, being able to go in and be intimate with you and being able to talk to you, have a drink, be friends. You know, we might not even be in the studio that first night. We might go to the club. I'm talking too much.
Come on. You done said that like 3 times. I've been counting. You done said that like 3 times. So before we could do the remix of DDK, then that means that we have to be like on another level. Like, we need to be intimate, as you just said, and so that we can make the remix better than the original. That's what you're saying, right?
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking
about.
You know,
we gotta. We gotta be, you know, in the studio and being able to understand each other and get close and do things like that.
Right. When I say I was coming to Dallas, get the studio ready.
You said you weren't coming to Dallas.
Yo, but we're down to the worst part of the show for me. Like, next month we actually are going to start the show at 6:30. I don't know how that's going to work for me, but we're starting at 6:30. It's still going to run an hour, but it does give you the opportunity so that any long-winded people, you know, they have more to say that lasts longer than an hour. They will have the opportunity to do so. And because I have a prior obligation at 8 o'clock on Thursdays, then it is a must, or 8:30. It is a must that I'm off the air at 8 o'clock. But I don't know if you were on the show when we started playing the game, the either or game. Was that you?
No, I was not. No.
All right.
Hell no.
So we got a little game. It's called either or. Nothing that you have to think, you know, in depth on. I'm going to give you 2 choices, and either your response is going to be that first choice, or your choice will be that second choice. It's just a way for the listener audience to get to know you, the person, a little better, as opposed to you, the artist. Even though, you know, technically they're one and the same, but it just gives them, you know, a way to know you a little better. So here we go. Do you prefer the sunrise or the sunset?
I prefer the sunrise.
You like rum and coke or gin and juice?
Rum and coke is it? Well, that's a trick question because I like my liquor straight. But if I had to pick, it's going to be gin and juice.
You like Frosted Flakes or Lucky Charms?
Ooh, Frosted Flakes.
Do you like a picnic or a nice restaurant?
I like having sex. Okay, a nice restaurant, because picnics you out there in the heat, you got bugs. Yeah, give me a restaurant.
Are you adventurous or are you cautious?
Man, I'm very adventurous. Very.
Very. Do you think before you speak, or do you speak before you think?
Do I think before I speak, or do I think before I speak? I try to think before I speak, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Or do you speak before you think?
Well, I try to think before I speak, but it don't work like that a lot of times.
Do you prefer money or fame?
Money all day.
And last but not least, you like it with the lights on or the lights off?
I just like it.
Why you being very adventurous? I got it. I got all of that. I soaked it all in. I got it. You're very adventurous.
You soaked it all?
Just like it. Got it. With straight liquor. I got it. I got it all. I soaked in all of that. Yeah. I got it.
You know exactly.
The floor is open. Yeah, I know you. The floor is now yours to go ahead and get all your social media contact information out, ways that people can connect with you if they want to do any collaborations, if they want to get you on the stage, you and Bailey back on stage, they want you to write music, whatever the case may be. The show is live, of course, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the playback is on, 8, 9 different platforms. So the floor is yours now to get your contact information out.
Okay, I'm Delshun Mays on every platform, I think. DELSHUNMAYS on every platform, I think. If not, just Google Delshun Mays. I'm the only, there's 2 people in the world now I figured it out because it's on Facebook. Like they messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm Delshun too." But pretty much, if you're looking, you'll find me. I'm not hard to find at all, especially in the next couple of months because I ain't gonna say we're dropping some stuff, but you'll see us. Period. Like you're gonna see us. You're gonna see us for real. So that's it. Delshun Mays.
That's it. Make sure you're following the show on all social media platforms. Endie Fiya, ENDIEFIYA. Make sure you're following me, The Girl in Motion, on all platforms. GRLNMOTION, something like that. Yeah. I'm still looking for that individual to give me the fire intro. Until then, I'm just going to keep playing my music like I do. Drops. I have some people questioning me about drops as well. The email address is out there. Do the info at endiefireradio.com. You can send whatever you have there. If we like it, we'll play it. All right? Delshun, thank you so much for being here with me this evening. It meant a lot to me as we go into the 3rd season of Endie Fiya. You know that you're always family. You're always welcome back. I can't wait to hear the new music. And I'll most definitely be seeing you in a couple months so we can get in the studio.
Sure.
And get intimate.
Oh, for sure.
Until Thursday, Eastern Standard Time, right here, where we'll have spoken word artist and author Tanisha Scott. What do I think? That's not her last name. It isn't. Tanisha Stewart. There we go. She'll be here 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The end of the month, we close out with nothing but authors, all right? So lots of new music and a whole lot of new books for you guys to read. As always, let me leave you with a quote. Music is a language that doesn't speak in particular words. It speaks in emotions, and if it's in the bones, it's in the bones. That's Keith Richards. Until Thursday, have a good night. Bye, Delshun.
Bye. Do we have to say love, peace, and hair grease again?
Oh, shit, I forgot. Yes. Nah, you ain't got to say that. Wrong show. Wrong show.